I'll bet you've already made up your mind about Social Security, and I'll bet you got it wrong. Go ahead, prove me wrong as we go, because 5 myths have quietly buried themselves in your brain, and each one is the kind of mistake that costs real retirees tens of thousands of dollars. Let's drag all 5 into the light and see how many had you fooled. This matters more than you think, because Social Security isn't a side note in retirement. For most retirees, it's the single biggest source of income they'll ever have. Make these mistakes, and you don't lose a little, you lose a mountain. And the dangerous part is that these myths sound smart. They get repeated at family dinners, in break rooms, across the internet, until they feel like obvious truth. So watch for the costly error inside each one, and the safer move that fixes it. The first costly mistake is believing Social Security is going broke, so you might as well not count on it. People hear that, panic, and write the whole thing off. But that fear misunderstands how the system actually runs. Social Security is mostly funded by payroll taxes from people working right now, so as long as people keep earning paychecks, money keeps flowing in. It can't simply hit zero the way a personal bank account can. There is a real issue, yes, the trust fund, that savings cushion is projected to run short in the mid-230s. But even if nothing changes, incoming taxes would still cover most scheduled benefits, somewhere around 80% by current estimates. The expensive error is planning for zero, because that panic pushes people to claim early and lock in a permanently smaller check. The safer move is simple. Expect Social Security to be there, possibly adjusted, but there, and don't let a scary headline force a permanent decision. The second mistake is grabbing your benefits. The second you turn 62, the logic feels airtight. Take the money while you can. But this one quietly shrinks your income for the rest of your life. Claim at 62 and your monthly check gets permanently reduced by as much as 30% compared to your full retirement age. That cut never heals. It follows you every year you're alive. Now flip it. Wait past full retirement age and your benefit grows about 8% a year until you hit 70, a guaranteed raise you won't find in many other places, and few investments promise that kind of steady, risk-free bump. The error isn't claiming early itself, because if you're in poor health or you genuinely need the income now, claiming early can be exactly right. The mistake is treating 62 as an automatic grab instead of a real choice. The safer move is to run it as a decision, on purpose. The third mistake is assuming your benefits are tax-free money. It feels so fair, doesn't it? You paid taxes your whole working life, so surely the government won't tax the benefit on top. Unfortunately, that's not how the rules work. Depending on your total income, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit can be subject to federal income tax. And the more outside income you pull in, the more of your benefit gets taxed. Why does this trip people up so badly? Because it changes your real take-home number. Plan on the full benefit, but forget the tax bite, and your budget comes up short, sometimes by a lot. A few states tax benefits too, though most don't. The safer move is to manage it on purpose. Smart timing of withdrawals from your retirement accounts can keep your taxable income lower, which keeps more of your benefit in your pocket. That kind of tax planning isn't just for the wealthy, it's for you. Quick gut check before the last two, because this is the one that catches almost everybody. The fourth mistake is expecting Social Security to replace your paycheck in retirement. A lot of people quietly assume the check arrives and life just continues exactly as before. Then the numbers land. For the average worker, Social Security replaces only about 40% of pre-retirement income. 40%. Be honest with yourself. Could you live on less than half of what you earn now? For most people, the real answer is no. So what fills the other 60%? That's the job of your own savings, your 401k, your IRA, any pension, maybe part-time work. Social Security was always designed as a floor, a foundation, never the whole house. The error is treating the floor like the whole house. The safer move is empowering, actually. Once you know it's only a piece, you stop expecting it to do a job it was never built for, and you start building the savings that close that 60% gap. The fifth mistake is the quietest and most expensive of all, ignoring spousal and survivor benefits because you figure they don't really apply to you. They leave serious money on the table for married couples, divorced people, and widows and widowers every single year. A spouse can claim a benefit based on their partner's record, often worth up to half of that partner's full benefit. So even if you never worked much yourself, you might still qualify for a meaningful check. It goes deeper. When one spouse passes away, the survivor can often step up to the larger of the two benefits, which is exactly why the higher earner's claiming choice can protect a partner for years, sometimes decades, after they're gone. And here's the one people throw away constantly. If you were married at least 10 years and are now divorced, you may still claim on an ex-spouse's record without affecting their benefit at all. They never even need to know. The error is assuming none of this is yours to claim. The safer move is to check every one of these doors before you decide. Want proof this is real money and not a lecture? Studies on claiming behavior estimate that retirees collectively leave well over $100 billion on the table by claiming at the wrong time. That's not a rounding error, that's a mountain, and most of it is avoidable. So here's the safer move that fixes all 5 at once. Stop guessing and start checking your own real numbers instead of trusting rumors and breakroom wisdom. This week, create your free account at the official SSA.gov website and pull up your earnings record and your estimated benefits at different claiming ages, because just seeing those numbers side by side changes how you plan. While you're in there, check that earnings record for mistakes, since your benefit is based on your top earning years, and a single missing year of wages can shrink your check, and only you can catch and report it. Then run the math on waiting, comparing your check at 62, at full retirement age, and at 70, and weigh your health, your savings, and your spouse's situation against each one. And if you're married, divorced, or widowed, look hard at spousal and survivor strategies, because coordinating who claims when can add up to real money, and this is where a 1-hour talk with a fee-only advisor often pays for itself. Consider this your permission slip. You don't need to be a finance expert to get this right, you just need to stop trusting the myths and start trusting the real numbers. And you don't have to do it all today. One login this week, one earnings check next week, one honest look at your claiming age after that. Small, steady steps beat a giant plan you never start. The people who win at Social Security aren't lucky, they're informed. They opened the account, ran the numbers, and made a calm choice. The gap between a myth-driven plan and a numbers-driven one can be tens of thousands of dollars across a retirement, and you now sit on the right side of that line. So don't let it cool off. Bookmark SSA.gov right now or jot a note to log in this weekend. Future you, the one cashing a bigger, smarter check, will be grateful you took these few minutes. Now I want your help pointing the next person in the right direction. Tell me in the comments which of these 5 mistakes had you fooled, and just as important, what you still want covered, the Social Security question I didn't answer or the one that's been nagging you. I read every single comment, and your question might be the exact wake-up call another viewer needs. If this cleared even one thing up, give it a like and subscribe for one simple money lesson at a time, and I'll see you in the next one.